understand the gravity of this situation on my anatomy. TV shows.
My bed, I'm in a mess.
I represent Christ cause he is my everything. When I got saved, yeah, I got a mustard seed. Now that's the faith that
Hanging on your garments, it's me that's touching.
in God's face. Matthew 6 is what I'm talking about. Let the track blaze, let the smoke clear the haters out. I'm trying through the fire, but by grace I have made it out.
Back to another artist in a different aspect of the industry that we're all in.
So, for me, I love leading with value, first of all. I love collaboration. And I love to lift people to a higher level. And with support, that is our best way. And they get to make some profits off of this as well.
Yes.
Correct.
And that's important to me.
Yeah.
So every person who's out here is putting in time, effort, community, collaboration. We're all in it together. And everybody gets to eat at the table.
Right. There's enough room at the table for everybody.
Absolutely.
You don't have to sacrifice your morals, values, or belief or step on people to get to the next level. The table is big enough for all of us.
Yes.
Now,
That's true.
How about you, Ty? Because I know you know some pretty influential people in the music industry.
Yeah.
And musicians. And, you know, you roll with quite a few people. So go ahead and talk about why it was important for you to also feature this on the podcast and what that's like because, you know, obviously you've referred some people over to be the featured people.
Right. I think it's important because in the industry that everybody's in right now, you know, with podcasts being as popular as they are, that it's hard to get out there and get noticed sometimes. I know friends of mine from up north in Akron, Too Fluent. I've been in with them for probably about a year now. And they're independent. They want to do their own thing. And I think they do want to create their own label. And that's hard to do.
Yes.
So,
Yes, it is.
Exactly. And the more eyes that can get on them and anybody else that's having problems doing it, podcasting is one of those things that everybody kind of gravitates towards now. The bubble I was told was going to bust one of these days. That was like 2 years ago, and it's only getting bigger. So I think with our niche that we have right now, you know, I always thought it was just going to be mental health. But I love how that we're growing that now into mental health and everything else that falls with it.
Yes.
So it's not just for just one specific group of people. It's for everybody. And everybody.
Music is universal.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's very universal. And I also think, like, I know music is very important to me because in my darkest times, it's got me through a lot of my bad days.
Yeah.
I agree. That
Mine
was
too.
the same way for me. You know, music was sometimes a lifeline that held me together.
Yes.
And my choices during that time were vast and really different. And some you're like, well, I didn't even know you liked that kind of music. Well, in that season of my life, that was my jam right there.
Right.
You know, that was my anthem at that time. And, you know, whether it was hard rock, metal, instrumental, opera, pop, Christian, rap, you know, I spanned all of it.
All over.
But it all spoke to me in a way that I needed spoken to in that season. And
Yes.
I think that's important. You know, music, I mean, come on, they have music therapy. Like,
Yeah.
they
I have
use
horse therapy.
Yeah, they use that in therapy, and sometimes the message you need to hear is wrapped in the song.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it may be something that I know for me, sometimes it just came up in a playlist. It wasn't in my playlist, but my
Right.
playlist morphed into a different playlist, and the song come up, and then I'm like backtracking through my recently watched to get to it, to add it to my playlist because it just spoke so deep into my soul. And, you know, I love music. When I'm writing, like, it's crazy. And people always ask me, hey, what is your process when you write? Well, I don't really have a regimented one. I have a pen and I have paper because I'm an old school. I write it in the notebook first and then I transfer it. but I always have headphones on and I'm always listening to music. And it's not that I want to take something from the music, but my brain fires all the time. And the music, because it's playing, allows my brain to hone in on what I want to do with my writing and to be able to do that. You know, sometimes I'll be writing and my pen is all over the place because I'm just jamming with a song. And I was like, I don't even know what that word's supposed to be. So I'm just going to wait till this song's over and I'm going to attempt to write that sentence again because I'm not real sure what that says or what it was meant to say. So, you know, I always love, like, what are your favorite songs? You know, for me, it's really hard to choose one because I truly am a lover of many genres. I know we talked about it before, the 80s and the 90s. And, you know, Ty is the youngest of all of us. And so he come in the late 80s. But more for
He's
me.
a metalhead.
Yeah, he's a metalhead. Like, you know, more for me is, what one song can you really, that stands out in your trauma recovery? Like one song, because there's usually one that leads the pack and then every other one comes. So, you know, Ty, we'll go ahead and start with you. Like, what one song, or if you can't narrow it down to one song, what is the one genre that you really played a lot in your trauma recovery?
All right. Believe it or not, like, it's not really a song, it's a genre, but it was like metal.
Yeah.
Most people think of it as like just screaming and yelling, but if you look deep, like Slipknot, like they went through some pretty traumatic times back in the early days with anxiety, depression, and addiction. And they got their what do you want to call it? Their aggression out by just screaming and music, and the lyrics in there tell the story.
Yeah.
So I would say that.
Yeah. How about you, Keisha?
I'm going to go to my favorite. I'm a cowgirl. It's all country.
All country.
Everything from Tammy Wynette.
Oh, man, she had some good songs. I'm not a country music fan.
Yeah. Dolly. I love Dolly. But I'm going to say the one that was most instrumental to me is Miranda Lambert with her Kerosene album and The House That Built Me.
I know those songs.
And, you know, she just, although I would love to carry a gun and set things on fire.
We do not recommend that.
But I do.
No, she doesn't. She's not proposing that.
Yes. So true. But a lot of inspiration because she's so authentic into her words and being the person that she is, which I feel like I am very authentic to who I am. I don't have to be somebody that I'm not. I know the woman that I am. And I stand firm in who I am and what I stand for. So I feel like it's just a lot of strong women that, you know, if you don't love Reba and Dolly, you know, there's something wrong with you.
You know, I listen
Barbara
to a lot of
Mandrell.
Alabama.
Yeah, you love Alabama.
I do love Alabama in the country genre.
Yeah, we just, you know, like I grew up on country music.
Yeah.
But I love all different kinds of, you know, I love some weird, she was like, I've never even heard that song before. And I'm like, getting jamming, you know.
I was like, what is this?
Where is that? You know, because I come from.
What era is that from?
Yeah, I love 70s music.
Yeah.
I love 80s music. And my girl Aretha, you know, she sets my soul on fire.
rocks the
She can
house.
sing.
She got some pipes.
She's got some pipes. And, you know, I'm all about some respect.
Yeah.
And I love to embarrass my kids in the grocery store when it comes on, you know, sing it loud and proud.
They're like, this lady just picked us up on the street. We don't know her.
Tina Turner, you know, she's got
A private dancer? Oh, come on. That's
she
classic.
is the queen, I feel like, of, I love Tina Turner.
Yeah.
Saw her in concert in Vegas. And
Man, her backstory is powerful.
very powerful. So, you know, there's a lot of things that I've seen over a period of time. I think, and they're always, you know, strong, dominant women.
Sure.
Who have taken a stand and stand for who they are. So, you know, like I love love Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah.
They're good.
You know, I just adore, you know, there's just so many things about country music that brings me joy. But I love Michael Bublé.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's a crooner.
Can't
I love
go
Frank
wrong with the
Sinatra.
crooners.
You know, there's a things when he came out with Michael Bublé and Blake came out with Home.
You know, he has his own drink. He does the bubble. He's the spokesperson. It's the bubble.
Bublé.
Yeah.
But I just feel like those are people that can come in and out of my life at whatever and take me right back to the moment.
Yeah.
You know, but music is so healing and again, universal, and a lot of things. It brings celebration. It also gives you a broken heart, but it also can see you through it, right?
Yeah.
There's just a lot of things about music that I love.
Yeah.
You know, whether it hypes you up or you dance it out.
Releases
which I love
the
that.
damn holding your tears back.
It does. It sure does. And
wait, what was that song? My Give a Damn's Busted.
My Give a Damn's Busted. But I love that it brings people to the dance floor.
Sure.
You know, doesn't matter what kind of dance it is. And Christy's really into the fans now, so she's...
Oh, yeah, where my fans are. Like, we saw
She doesn't
that.
have boots on the ground, but she's got her fans.
I know the fan part. I'm pretty sure it's not called Where Your Fans At, but every time I hear that song, we went to an event and
bust a gut.
people were doing with the fans, and I'm always like, with like my make-believe fan. It's just hilarious. It's so funny.
I've never laughed so hard in the car that I fell out.
I can only imagine.
I can't do the dance at all, but I got the with my fan. My fan is right here.
But you know, it brings you so much joy.
It does.
And laughter.
Yeah.
Because you know when people are out there dancing, it's funny.
Oh my goodness, yes.
You just never know what you're going to see. I'm going to tell you the story. We were at a Christmas party for my husband's work, and one of his friends got up to dance, and he was dancing to Funky White Boy and literally went to do like the Michael Jackson, like on his toes. Pulled his hamstring.
You're in it to win it at
He
that
went
point.
down. You know what I mean? Like he was
Oh my
hurting.
gosh, that's hilarious.
That's great.
He was never danced a day in his life, and you could tell it. But he went to jump
Oh
on
my
his toes,
gosh.
and he pulled a hamstring. And
Oh
I'm telling
my
you
gosh.
what, I busted a gut.
That's funny.
Still will never forget that night.
Yeah.
So much fun. And I remember getting back in the car with him, and he was like, "I'm going to need you to carry me to the car."
Oh no.
He wasn't a drinker, anything. He was just having fun to the
Right.
music.
He was
And
having a good time.
He was having a great time,
Yeah.
and it was so much fun. But we laughed the entire way
my
home.
gosh.
And, you know, he was in so much pain.
No doubt. A hammy
So-
pull, man. That's
Pulling the hammy.
painful.
But yeah, I felt like that was something that was, you know, music and dancing,
Yeah.
and all of those things, because it just turns out to be, you know, like when you have music at a wedding, it's so poignant
Right.
and instrumental to the ceremony
Sure.
and all of the things that goes along with it. But like the mother-daughter dance or the
Yeah.
father-bride dance, those things are so special
Yeah.
and timeless, right? I feel like those are just special moments.
Yeah, for me, you know, people are really surprised when I tell them I really leaned into instrumental and opera.
Oh, wow.
With an emphasis on Italian opera. You know, one time I used to be able to speak Italian, but again, if you don't stick with it, you don't quite remember it all the time. But for me, especially with the instrumental, like, I feel like the instruments have their own language.
Yes. So in Pensacola, we have this orchestra that comes every year, and it's not like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and I forget what the name of the orchestra is, but it kicks off the holiday season, and they
Yeah.
travel all over the world, but they start and practice in Pensacola.
Yeah.
And it is the most amazing orchestra I've ever seen, and it is a funky orchestra.
Yeah.
And absolutely captivating, and I'll have to look up the name for that, but when you see this video, you will be like, oh my God, where did these people come from?
Yeah, I mean,
it was so...
It's
oh my
crazy.
gosh, breathtaking.
You know, I always said, like, I had mad respect for guitarists because
Yes.
they can make that guitar speak. Mm-hmm. And it really is its own language. And then opera, you know, when you don't understand what they're saying, you lean heavily into the melody, and it just sets that scene. And you know, for me, that really speaks to the creative writing side of me. But you know, I just feel all of that, and sometimes when I'm depleted, I just turn that on because I feel like I need like some kind of emotional release to do that. And so I did those, and people were like, wow, I never really would have thought that would have been what you chosen, just because you never know what you're going to hear when you walk in on my playlist. I have 4 different playlists on YouTube that I use. And so I'm like, it's this one today or it's this one. But, you know, I can tell you these past 2 years, I have had opportunities to meet musicians. You know, my friend Ron, he's out in Vegas, and he released his first album, and I got to go to his musical release party and walk the red carpet for that. And I got to meet those people, and, you know, it was my first time in Vegas. I had never been to Vegas, so I didn't really know the musical scene there. But he had this young man there who was a rapper, but he was a freestyle rapper. He just literally made it all up at the mic. And I was like, man, I got some serious mad respect for that. And, you know, I follow him. He's the official D-Lo on Instagram.
Yeah.
He's got great stuff. And then, you know, I'm all about anime. You guys know I love anime. I love going to Comic-Con. I feel like that stink bug is back.
I bet it is.
I'm like, you better not be on my headphones. And so I got to meet the rappers, and this is crazy because I didn't even realize that was such a thing.
Yeah.
There were rappers that rapped about anime, but I got to meet them. 2 super duper nice guys. They were just fantastic. And then we talked about in an episode meeting Crockett down in Orlando, and he's country. And you know, that's Keisha's love country right there. And then, you know, Ty had met some people, but I think it's important when you and you know, EGR,
oh my gosh,
out in Cali. Yeah, he's tearing it up out there with Miles Minnick, and so we got to meet him. And for me, it's
in Atlanta.
Yeah, in Atlanta, like every conference he was at that we were at, we're like, dude, we still need your photo, even though it's like on repetition at this point, but we need your photo. And it's funny because we all ended up doing the same pose at every single conference that were like years apart. But I think the really unique thing is when you get to talk to them on a personal level. And you know, we know Romeo Miller, Little Romeo. And you get to know them on a personal level.
Yes.
And you get to see that other side of their life. And, you know, that's my next question leading into you guys is, when you know the backstories of these musicians, or even like bands within a genre, does that change the way you see the band and the genre and make you want to go listen to their other music to kind of see their growth? Because I know we see this at times, like they're heavily into the lifestyle and then they find Christ and they become something else. And for me, I can almost see or hear the changes in the music. Or at least in them and how they portray it out of that. So I think that's really interesting. You know, this goes back Biebs, Bieber, you know, Justin Bieber. I had loved his music since he come out. You know, I think he does great music. And when he gave his life over to Christ, some of the most beautiful songs are his Christian songs, because I mean, you just feel it. You just feel that emotion in there and that. And you know, I love Justin Bieber. We're gonna have to try to get him on this show. We're gonna put that pray up to God to get Justin Bieber on the show to talk about his walk to Christ.
And Jelly Roll this
Jelly Roll.
I mean, come on, man. And so Keisha, based on that, like, does it make you look at it differently?
It does. I can only say from my experience with my son, you know.
Yeah, so Keisha has a son who's in the music industry.
Yes. And he's had a recording contract. He's also done music for other people, written music for other people, and been in other bands. And so, you know, I can remember when he was a kid strumming and I was like, shut up, you know, knock it off. But he really honed in on his skills because it's something he really wanted to do. And he, you know, picked up music very quickly. And it was a gift from my sister. I know that it was a gift from my sister. So I love to hear that continue on. And I love when he sits around and just picks his guitar. And I cherish those moments when we're in the room and he gets to be on stage and, you know, and I can go, that's my son, you know, like those are special, special moments.
He did amazing. I got to see him one time. Keisha and I went when he was playing in Columbus, and I was pretty blown away. Yeah, the Bluestone. He did fabulous.
He's played at a lot of places. He's played with a lot of bands. He's done a lot of things. But most of all, he's been authentic to himself. And that's what I'm most proud of.
Right.
He has not changed or sacrificed who he is or for a label or for a brand or done anything that he is not authentic to. And that's what I'm most proud of.
And the lifestyle, I mean, you're exposed to a lot of stuff out there.
Exposed.
Yeah.
So having some self-control and determination to, you know, like keep yourself together and clean and on the road so you can show up to honor your commitments. So, it, you know, everybody struggles.
They sure do.
So it's been, you know, it's been a journey for sure.
Yeah.
So, and now I think it's kind of better for him because he gets to do what he wants to do. He gets to play what he wants to play. And it's more for fun and not for, I have to do it, you know. So I think he's enjoying music more. And, you know, from our conversations that we just recently had. And he's always had a love for music and especially the love for the camaraderie to be it, you know, like he really enjoys picking and grinning, you know, and for him to be in a room full of musicians and just, you know, jam it out that's his gig, you know. So, you know, I'm so proud of him and he has done a lot of wonderful things and music has brought him a lot of opportunity that most people don't get, you know. So I feel fortunate that I've got to experience some of those things and I've really watched him grow. So yeah, hone in on his craft.
You know, I went to a Winter Jam concert up home in Columbus, and Skillet was there.
Yeah.
You know, I love Skillet. You know, they have amazing music, and they had recently gone independent, and they talked a lot about that, like leaving the record label and producing independent because they were just in a different phase. And, you know, I have mad respect for musicians that can do that and, you know, trudge it out on their own. And, you know, I still have a lot of, you know, there's always respect for if you're in your craft and doing what you love.
Yeah.
Whether you're signed to a label independent or you're starting your own record company. Now, how about you, Ty? Because I know we had discussions earlier about some people. Does it change the way you view that band or that person in the band or the genre as a whole?
Yeah, I would say it does. I will be honest, and I don't know too many bands that you know found Christ, like just recently found Christ and changed their music. But I know that Too Fluent, they have always found Christ. They got recovery, both of them, and they started playing music in like you know church for recovery. Yeah. And they really do good with their lyrics and make it catchy and put really good beats to it and get you really involved in it. And I'm pretty sure they're independent. They don't belong to a certain you know contract or anything like that. And I think they want to keep on going that way. And I know it's hard. It's not easy. It's not like you're getting checks.
If it was easy, everybody would do it. And that's why it's not.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what sets you apart from other people.
You know,
absolutely.
When I was in band in school, I wanted to be a drummer.
Yeah.
But when I was in school, that was unheard of. And so they made me pick a different instrument, right? And I was like, but I want to bang on the drums. And sometimes I wonder, like, did my mom call the school and tell them that I couldn't do drums because I would be banging on drums all the time? But, you know, I chose the trumpet.
Yeah.
And I learned to play taps and then, you know, it can be expensive to do that in school. And we didn't really have the money. So I left band for sports and you know, my honor classes and stuff. But I've always had respect for people that are the solo instrument players.
Yes.
And that is like their thing. You know, I was watching an Emerald show and he had a violinist on. She was amazing. I was just like, what is happening here? Like, this is a cooking show. And I ended up following her and she puts out some great music. But they just get that instrument to speak. And you know, you think of when you say solo instrumentist, probably one of the first people that comes to your mind is Kenny G.
Yes. Yes, that would be my first one. But I also know we know a new saxophone player, remember?
Yes.
And he plays on the streets in Pensacola.
Oh,
Jacoby.
Jacoby.
And we hired him. We hired him for an event that I was doing. And I hired him for myself because I wanted his music to heal me. And I invited everybody where we live to come out on their balcony and listen. And it was the response was absolutely amazing because he touched your heart in so many different ways. And the gift of him playing his music was so healing for a lot of people. Not just I was selfishly doing it for myself.
Yeah.
But the healing that came through other people through the music was just absolutely a gift.
And a little side note to Jacoby was, I went to work with Keisha on some Saturdays, and not that I was going to work. She had to work, and I wanted to go downtown. And so I always walked down to the farmers market that they had. And I was on my way back one time because I didn't go too far because I wasn't familiar with the area. And I remember walking down the street, and there was a man across the street playing the saxophone. And let me tell you, I'll stop all the time for a saxophone and a violin. Those two instruments, I just love to hear those two instruments being played. And I just stood there, and I had my phone up, and I was taking pictures, and cars were stopping and taking his photo. And then Keisha and I were invited to an event with Jayla's Voice.
Yes.
And I happened to look over, and I was like,
that's the man on the corner.
I told Keisha, I said, hey, I'm pretty sure that's that man on the corner I was telling you about when I went to the farmer's market, and he was playing on the side. I said, man, he was amazing. Like, I stopped and listened, and so, I don't pull any punches. I walked down and I said, do you by chance play on Palafox during the farmer's market? And he said, yeah, he did. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is totally him. And I got in a conversation with him, Keisha, and he is self-taught.
Mm-hmm. He listens by ear.
And he has thousands of songs in his mind that he has, like, this catalog in his mind that he plays, all from being self-taught.
Which is amazing.
I just found that staggering because I'm like, that takes some skill set right there.
Absolutely.
Takes some skill set for that. And so I think it's great that musicians are being highlighted in different areas where you wouldn't really find them. Like, you don't expect to tune into a cooking show and see a musician playing. You know what I mean? Or like on the game shows, or, you expect them at sporting events and all that because they all do that. However, I will say I was surprised that during the World Series, during a game, they had a break and the Jonas Brothers were playing. Like,
that's right.
I wasn't surprised it was the Jonas Brothers. I had not seen that. And I was like, whoa, what's happening here? Like, it's not the 7th inning stretch yet. But I was like, how cool is that you can go and just hear that little break and get that and calm your nerves from this ball game because it's anxiety driven. So, yeah, I think that was a big driver of why we wanted to highlight people and highlight their music. And, my hope is that we continue that for all the episodes that we do. And the musicians, hey, if you are a musician, and you want to collaborate and you want to submit yourself for consideration to go on the podcast, just comment below. Or if you are someone that knows a musician, go ahead and tag them below. And don't forget to subscribe because you never know when your song or one you might have been referred by is actually playing on the podcast. So we can't wait to see you again. Have a good time. And remember, music is a salve to a broken soul. We'll see you next time.
Peace. That was a good one.
Hey, this is Keisha. It's important that you leave your comments because we'd love to know about it. We'd also like for you to subscribe.
Hi, this is Chrissy. Thanks so much for watching our episode today. Be sure to stay tuned for our featured song. Can't wait to see you next week.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, you got something with this one, baby. 2024, let's go. People got it twisted. They think cause we Christian, we soft. Son, we saved, not soft. Let's go.
Clap your hands if you know that you've been saved. Do your dance if you know that you've been saved. Give him praise if you
represent Christ cause he is my everything. When I got saved, yeah, I got a mustard seed. Now that's the faith that he placed inside of me. I gotta let it grow and become what it's supposed to be. I get running like Forrest Gump cause I know I can't walk it out. I'm seeking God's face. Matthew 6 is what I'm talking about. Let the track blaze, let the smoke clear the haters out. I'm trying through the fire, but by grace I have made it out.
Yo, call it my boy Ron, he said don't walk it out, gotta jog it out. What these haters gon' be talking about? I am not the rapper that's just gonna do this for the clout. I've been through the rain, yeah, the Lord got me out the drought. Reading daily scriptures, I gotta live it by John 6. Coming from my dogs, I'm coming at you like John Wick. Caution, I'ma conquer storms with the boat that I stay rocking. Yeah, I'm on that life rap. I feel like I'm Kendrick, good God on my side, I'm like that. If you don't agree with me, you might as well just beat it like you Mike Jack. You got enemies, my flow I heavenly, I fight back. With the love from the man above, we just strike facts. Cause with the Lord I'm so passionate, yeah, I'm rapping it. I was safe, so I'm clapping it. Off the flow, now I'm passing it.
Clap your hands if you know that you've been saved. Do your dance if you know that you've been saved. Give him praise if you know that you've been saved. If you've been saved, then you put your whole self in. He takes your old self out. He puts your new self in and turns your life around.
I gotta represent Christ cause I'm saved, not soft. Everybody knows I chase the wins, first I take the loss. If Gordon Ramsay was inside my kitchen and to take my sauce, I would have the recipe from the word cause I've made a boss. Cause I was saved by Christ, I wasn't saved by y'all. Walking by the faith, never by sight, nail on the cross. Sacrifices were made at the top until I fall. Going down my narrow path, ain't no way I'm finna stall.
Clap your hands if you know that you've been saved. Do your dance if you know that you've been saved. Give him praise if you know that you've been saved. If you've been saved, then you put your whole self in. He takes your old self out. He puts your new self in and turns your life around. Hey.
Clap, 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 clap your hands, yo. Do it, do it, do it, do it, you dance, yo. Give him, give him, give him, give him your praise, yo. If you've been saved, then you put your whole self in. He takes your old self out. He puts your new self in. He turns your life around. Third soul spirit, the flesh is the other me. Uniquely made, there'll never be another me. Blood on my hands when he died, it's because of me. Now he on the throne and I celebrate recovery. I don't pretend to be something I wasn't meant to be. Living like the enemy, it's gotta be the sin in me. You know I'm praising when I'm raising his name, and I'ma clap, clap, clap till the end of the game. Jehovah, chasing after you, never turning my back on you. You can see the faith in my actions, in my vernacular. Holy ambassador, saving them from the massacre. The masses to the masses, passes to every passenger. I thank God for this amazing place, and I'ma keep on running this amazing race. Come try, you'll see this amazing taste. So clap your hands, do a dance, His amazing grace. Yeah. Clap, 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 clap your hands, yo. Do it, do it, do it, do it, you dance, yo. Give him, give him, give him, give him your praise, yo. If you've been saved, then you put your whole self in. He takes your old self out. He puts your new self in. He turns your life around. Hey, hey, hey.